fade. So fade is the one of the technique of the to reaching to the graduation, but in the small size of the hair, and it's more detailed. And guys, you have to know about the fade. This is usually a lot of the students ask me, oh, this thing is really bothering us. If you don't follow the specific steps of the fade, you won't reach to that level that you're really looking for. The most important things I really want you guys to understand about the fades. The fades is following the technique. The second is the knowledge, the general knowledge about the fade that you have to know. And the third thing is your tools and understanding of the tools. We can't skip any steps in the fade. So the first thing I really want you guys, I use this really because the good things about the online education is later on you can again reverse the video and watch it back again, and then you can watch it many times. It has a lot of benefits, and so I want you to remember, I really want to make sure you guys pay attention for all of these things. So the first thing that I want you guys know about the fade, there is a color. There is a color, you can see dark, medium gray, gray, lighting, and super lighting. So what this all means? So it means there is the super lightening, first gray, medium gray, gray finishing, and then dark. So it means we have to follow the some things. We have to see something in the fade. So now I try to show the one fade to you guys, you understand. So the some area is the super white, and usually there is no hair and you can feel the skin, and then it's starting by gradually the hair going out from the head and make our graduation completed, and we call it the fade. So in this that we have to follow the some numbers here. So you have to write down this formula, fade formula, and later you can understand what I'm talking about. So now I'm going through more talking about the fade also. So here is the when we want to get any dark color. Dark color means or black color or any colors. So the dark colors is started by 10 millimeters and 6 millimeters. So when we need having a gray, we have to go for 0.5, or actually this 0.5 is the level of the clipper, which is here. You can say, for example, now here is this level. When it's fully open, is creating 0.45, and some others clipper also can go for 1 millimeters. And then medial gray is 1.5 millimeters. It is the attachment of the our clipper, and the gray finishing is 3 millimeters and 4.5 millimeters. So when you see in any online education from me, if you see the plus here, this plus is with the numbers, so it means the lever, the guard of the clipper is already open. So these things is very important to know about the dark, the black area, the darkest area, gray area, and then the other things is about the light, super lighting and light area. So the super lighting area is the trimmer and the shaver. For a trimmer, we call it 000, and for the shaver is the 60. It's just showing the numbers that what tools we are using, but actually is the trimmer and the shaver. And then for the others is the 0 clipper also is involved of the finishing of the lighting. We later on this video you can understand what we are talking about right now. But the important things you have to know: trimmer and the shaver make the whitest area, the cleanest area. After that, the 0 clipper, which is the leverage is closed, can help to finish the light area and connect it to the gray area. So it means I started for gray area, and our gray area started by 0.5 or at the level of the clipper. The second is 1.5 millimeters is the attachment, and the second for finishing the gray area, gray finishing is 3 millimeters and 4.5 millimeters. Sometimes it depends on the hair quantity, we can reach it. And this area, you have to remember, we use the leverage and we open it for that. And for a dark area is 10 millimeters or 6 millimeters. Both also can open the lever and work on it. Later on I will explain working. So is actually the graduation. As you can see, is graduation is started from the shortest hair, the most short hair, to the most longer hair also over there. So you can see the triangle. Usually we can see the triangle for the sides when we do the fade. So it's started from the shaver, trimmer, clipper, and the numbers, right? And already I said this is the shaver and trimmer. It makes the lighter or the whiter area that we looking for. Clipper and leverage clipper and number 1 and not 1.5, 3 millimeters and 4.5 millimeters are using for a gray area. And then number 6 and the 10 is usually useful for black area or the dark area. So the way we are using this kind of the numbers, we have to know which numbers is good for which area. And the purpose I'm showing this way of the hair, it means when we are using our numbers and our tools to reach to desired graduation, is very important to using each one from back to back. For example, the trimmer shaver will using after using of the trimmer, or the number 3 is after number 1.5. This thing we can't change this method, and it's already fixed by all the master around the world. This is the first thing about the fade. Other things about the fade, there is many type of the fades. I'm trying to show you in the photo or the videos here now, one by one. You can see the temple fade, taper fade, burst fade, drop fade, or curve fade for any haircuts. So each one, the difference is they have the low fade, middle fade, and the high fade. For example, burst fade has the low burst fade, mid burst fade, high burst fade. So it means how many different type of the hair fade we have. For example, there is 5 type of the fade, and it's times to the 3 is supposed to be 15 type of the haircut, fade that we are having now. This is the another things about the fade, and again I have to say this is the graduation on the side, and doesn't matter which style we are going to have, drop, brush, curve, taper, anything, must to create a graduation on the side. The other things you have to remember about the fade, when we want to do the fade, we won't pass the occipital bone, and we especially the white area won't go after occipital bone. Even the customer wants a high fade, we won't pass that bone, except that some of them they really want. But for a proper haircut, we won't go for that, and the rest we can use our number and our technique to get the fade. The other things we have to know about during of the fade, we have to know about the hands movement. The hands movement, sometimes we need to create any line, so we have to use our shoulder to create any lines. So it means that sometimes even you can use your finger, but you have to know when I want to create the line, it means the clipper works and stop. Clipper go and stop, go and stop. So if you're working with your shoulder, it's going to be much easier. Another one is the is our wrist or our clipper motion. So after creating any hard line with our shoulder, so it's going to be a stop, right? So later on when we want to do the fade, so we have to pass it. So our elbow will help us to remove this hard line from what hard line we already made. So it really helps us to remove that hard line and doing our fade. Another one is the finger C motion, and this usually work for the closest area in the head, so in the fade. So if we closer on the skin, so we need to more movie. So the important things is I won't go to holding the clipper close to the blades. So I try to hold the clippers from the behind and more easier to move, and as it shows is the C motion. It means bringing the motion like a C alphabet. So this thing is very important when we are using the clipper for doing a fade. Okay guys, let's go for doing a fade. So for a fade, the first line I want to do is actually here. Yeah, okay. So the first line is going to be, we already talked, is number 10 millimeters with the open leverage. The second one, and is going to make the dark area, right? The second one is 4.5 millimeters level open. So after this I go for my zero with the clipper, zero clipper, and the lowest part, the lower here, and these areas also I go for trimmer and shaver. So in this between here I'm going to work with the 1.5 millimeters in the 3 different levels. What it means here, I explain it here. So means the leverage is going to be 25% open, 50% open, and 75% open with the 1.5 millimeters. So this is called this type called fast fade.